Let's look at another example of a piece function and continuity of a function at a point, as well as a find the constant problem where there are two constants now to find. So this is a piece function, and notice how there are two limits that we want to exist. The limit as you approach -3 and the limit as you approach +3. So as we saw in the earlier problem, if we want the limit as you approach -3 to exist, it needs to be true that the limit from the left has to equal the limit from the right. So centered around x equals -3, the expression that gives us the y values to the left, the 2x minus a, must equal to the expression that gives us the y values to the right of x equals -3. Remember, what you're trying to achieve is for these pieces to match up and meet each other so that the function does end up being continuous. So if we were to substitute -3 in place of our x's here, we have a -6 minus a equals -3a plus 2b. Now what we're going to end up with as we walk through this problem is really a system of equations that we need to solve. So let's just maybe tidy this up a little bit. Let's get all of our a's and b's perhaps to one side. So let's move our a's and b's to the left, I suppose. So that would give us 2a minus 2b equals +6. And we're just going to hang on to this for a second, and we're going to come back to it. And let's address the issue when we need the limit as you approach +3 to exist. In that case, we need the two expressions that give us the y values on either side of +3 to be equal to each other. And we're going to do something very similar to what we did in this first part. So that means we would need the ax plus 2b, that was the middle piece, to equal the b minus 5x. And that is when x equals +3. So we're going to substitute 3 in place of our x's. So that gives us 3a plus 2b equals b minus 15. And we're going to rearrange. So that means we would have 3a plus b equals -15. So there's the second equation in the system we're going to have to solve. So we have this 3a plus b equals -15. Remember what that first equation was, the 2a minus 2b equals 6. So back to your Algebra 1 days, we have a system to solve. So let's go ahead and multiply that top piece through by 2. So that gives us 6a plus 2b equals -30. That achieves the b's canceling out. So we have 8a equals -24. So a equals -3. And when you substitute that back into probably that 3a plus b equals -15 is the easiest, we find that b equals -6. This is a very common problem actually on the AP exam, often in the multiple choice. What you would see in an AP multiple choice question though is that they would ask you to find the sum of a and b. That's how they get around you working backwards from telling you what a and b are and you just substituting into the original problem. So if you were to see this in the multiple choice question on the AP exam, they would ask you simply to find the sum of a and b.